Hey guys, what's going on, man? Joe Hubbard here. Just wanted to share this video today with you about the update on my JHB signature base. In this video, what you're going to see is the CNC routing process for the body of the base. So it's going to do the bottom of the body and also the top, and then you're going to see some cool hand sanding where they're really sort of scooping out on the actual upper horn and the lower horn as well. So just also an update on my website, a few technical issues. Also, I've been called away to do some recording at Real World Studios in Bath. We're down here, doing some great stuff, and just not enough time to get it all together for the website. So that's going to probably be up and running next week, probably from Tuesday or Wednesday onwards. So be sure to do that, because there's a cool freebie that you can get by signing up on the new site. Until then, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively. So this process begins by putting the body wood, which is comprised of swamp ash, and then on the top there's a thin veneer of AAA flamed maple. I wanted it to be very thin in the veneer so it did not affect the sound, because the swamp ash just gives it this particular low mid-range vibe as a tone would. And if you put too much maple or too much sort of top wood on it, it changes the sound. So this is super thin, the veneer that's on the top. We're looking at the back of the body now. You see how this is kind of taking shape. Now, when I went out to Marknenkirchen, Germany, to the Warwick Custom Shop to design this base, I tried everything they had. And the base design that I chose in the end was the Fortress, which is now discontinued. But one of the reasons I chose that was because the top horn extends a little bit more. So this is sort of overhanging onto the 12th fret of the neck. And therefore the body feels super balanced, and it's not top heavy, and it just felt the best to me for everything they had. But I did want some modifications to the design of their standard Fortress. So you can see here now that the routing machine is carving out the circuit cavity. And what's really cool about seeing this is how quickly this happens, and the accuracy that's involved with carving this out, and all the different little tiers that is involved with it. You'll see now this robotic arm sort of comes up and is carving out this little lip to where the top plate will fit on there and screw down to sort of conceal all the electronics in the base. Now here it's carving out this nice little shank here that is meant to fit in the rib cage of the body. It's my belief the bass guitar was designed to do that, and that's what that little bit is for. Not to be held down on the knees or up under your chin. So now it's just going around and smoothing out the edges, and you can really start to see the ergonomics of this bass design starting to shine through now as this arm starts to rotate around the body. It's really starting to take some significant shape at this stage, which is really cool. Now, what you're seeing now is where the machine is starting to drill the holes to where the neck will bolt onto the body. So this base is a bolt-on design, and I like the bolt-on design versus the neck through just because I feel it's a bit punchier. A lot of guys prefer the other way, but that's just my opinion. Now here you can see the base has been flipped. Now we're on looking at the top view of the instrument, and again this robotic arm is now smoothing out the top edges, really getting that ergonomic design. It's really seeing the whole deal kind of come to life a bit. Now, one of the things about the Warwick Fortress bass is that it was very flat on the top. So when I went to play it on my right hand, I wanted a slant to where the forearm of the right hand could kind of just angle back a bit. So that was one of the things that we decided to do, and you can sort of see what's going on right here is this process, sort of taking off that sort of top bit so it angles back. In some shots a little bit further on in the video, you'll see that a little bit more clearly, but that's what's going on right now. Now right here, this is where the pocket is being carved out. And we had the pocket just carved a little bit deeper than normal. And now the pickup slots are being routed. And the pickups that I'm using on this bass are Aguilar Super Doubles. These are my favorite pickups. I love the way Aguilar wires their pickups. They're just great. And I've got some other basses, where I have a sort of Fender Jazz copy that I use, the Aguilar Super Singles. The problem with those though is that you still get that 60 cycle hum when you put it to the back pickup. So the beauty of the Super Doubles, which is going in this bass, is that it doesn't do that. And I also feel they're a little bit more punchy. They're just so thick in the sound, really nice and dark. It's that nice low mid cut that it's kind of signature to my sound. If you've watched a lot of my videos or heard some of the tracks that I've recorded, see here now the holes are being drilled for the knobs. Now they're pulling it out and doing some hand sanding. And this is where everything's going to be smoothed out, and some real sort of scoops in the wood, different various places. You see there where the bolt-on is? See how that's all scooped out there? That's going to give a really further access, and this is something that's also new to this design of the Fortress bass. This is something that was not on their previous designs. I had requested that specifically. And also sort of scooping the inside of these horns a bit. As you can see, they're doing a bit of that there. Now right there you can see that sort of slant where my forearm is going to go across, and that looks very cool. You can really kind of see the angle of that there. Just smoothing off the edges. Again, you know, the attention to detail from Warwick is just second to none. I mentioned that in the previous video. Just really are very sharp, and you know, the minute that you just mention anything as well, they're on it like immediately. You know, there's no delay. Right there, see that slant? That's so cool the way they've done that. because the other fortress was just flat there, and it wasn't, you know, for my style, I like to kind of have a little angle for my forearm because I want to keep my wrist straight for my proper right hand technique. So that's looking really slick at the moment. Can't wait to get my hands on this base. Again, finer sandpaper there. Look at the detail of that circuit cavity. Just amazing. Again there, that little scoop there on the back of the base where the neck is gonna join the base, give me ultimate access to the upper registers. Again, just taking that finer sandpaper, really just you know, smoothing it really out. You just see here, you know, just now that's very cool. See there, the plate is going to be made out of wood. You know, you could spend $6,000 on a top level base and you end up with a plastic cover that's covering your circuitry. I always think that's lame, you know. What does it take just to, you know, cut out a little piece of wood? Again, it's the details, the little specific details. Okay guys, I'm going to catch you next week with maybe something new. So take care.